So Rudy Giuliani is Donald Trump's personal lawyer, as well as apparently close friend, confidant, and man who will dress up in drag in a commercial with him for some odd reason. I mean, it's really anybody's guess why. But anyway, he's loyal to Donald Trump and feels that Trump is loyal to him. But just in case Trump's not quite as loyal, as he's shown by throwing basically everyone around him in a 30-yard radius under the bus, he's got a plan. Now, he explained this plan to The Guardian when asked in a phone interview if he was worried about ending up on the other side of that bus by Trump. Now, here's what Giuliani said. Quote, I'm not worried, but I do have very, very good insurance. So if he does, all my hospital bills will be paid. All right, it sounds fun. It sounds like a joke, right? Oh, because it's a literal bus, and then I got insurance, health insurance. But look at the subtext, and I think there is a subtext in this. Is that don't worry, because I know everything. I'm his personal lawyer. So you throw me under the bus, I don't know. just try and see what see what happens. Now his lawyer, of course, came and said, "Well, that's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke." Yeah, okay, sure. Of course it is. Everybody jokes about their friend who is under investigation right now, turning against you. And if that happens, and if somehow your friendship becomes inconvenient, I mean, you end up on the underside of that bus. I mean, I do that all the time. I joke around with my friends all the time. I mean, what if I had any friends? Just saying. Now, his comments come as speculation grows that he'll be painted as a rogue actor by Republicans regarding the Ukraine scandal. So, a rogue actor. Okay, well, based on everything we know now about Ukraine, I'm not really sure who could make that argument that he was acting on his own and not at the direction of Donald Trump. Giuliani told The Guardian that he had no knowledge of the call between Trump and EU Ambassador Gordon Sondland, who had testified. Now, Sondland said that Trump reportedly inquired about investigations he wanted the Ukrainian government to conduct that targeted his political rivals, Joe Biden, right, basically. He says, what call? What call? I don't know any call. What investigations? What are you talking about? No, I don't know any of that. I wasn't involved. Okay. Now, again, that's the same investigation that Sondland was talking about the same investigation that Giuliani had been basically pushing for. So you had Giuliani and you had Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman, right, doing investigations in Ukraine on behalf of Giuliani, with Giuliani, on behalf of Donald Trump. But you're saying that, oh, no, nobody knew anything about that. The White House knew nothing about that. Bullshit. Now, Giuliani still tells The Guardian that I'm not sure that this is, and speaking about Gordon Sondland's testimony, I'm not sure this is very solid testimony. In court, we would call it hearsay, triple hearsay. Triple hearsay. He literally said triple hearsay. Look, I'm not a lawyer. I don't think they do hearsay in doubles, triples, or quadruples, or sextuples, which sounds kinky. I don't think they do that. To be fair, again, not a lawyer, so maybe I'm wrong. He also said, quote, it would not even be admissible, but if you're asking me flat out, had I ever heard of a conversation like that? No, Giuliani said. I thought it was a weak way to start a trial. So here's the thing, right? So look, we know Sondland is a Donald Trump supporter. Sondland gave Trump $1 million to his campaign, right? So in return for that, as was happened with plenty of administrations, when you give lots of money to these campaigns or even to the inauguration committees for example, you end up getting a plum position as like an ambassador or something. All right, but hey, whatever, right? That's the institutional corruption. We should get money out of politics, 100%. But the point that I bring out is that Sondland, not exactly a never Trumper, right? Not exactly a guy that would have a reason to testify, to lie and make things up against Donald Trump. Now, another person you could point out is Lev Parnas. Same deal. Big Trump supporter. In fact, get in trouble. He's currently in trouble right now for creating a fake shell company in order to funnel about $300,000 to Donald Trump's election campaign. That guy, not a never Trumper, but now saying, yes, there was extortion when it came to Ukraine. I know because I was helping Rudy Giuliani attempt to extort Ukraine. Nonetheless, those people have no real reason to lie to people. Okay, but Giuliani does have a reason to lie to people because it's his own neck, and so does Donald Trump, his presidency. And right now, Giuliani is doing a lot of lies and defenses of Donald Trump, as well, like I said, as himself. In fact, Giuliani, in the phone call to the Guardian, said this: "I acted properly as his lawyer, completely properly. In fact, he said I did what a good lawyer is supposed to do. I dug up evidence that helped show the case against him was false." Really? Where's evidence? There was a great deal of collusion going on someplace else other than Russia. And then I stepped on the number one minefield, which is Joe Biden, who is heavily protected by the Washington Press Corps. No. See, okay. Joe Biden protected by the press corps. Okay. Look, you might have a little bit of a point there, to be fair. But at the same time, Joe Biden didn't do anything illegal in Ukraine. Hunter Biden didn't do anything illegal in Ukraine. He took money. Yes, it is corruption because he knew nothing about gas companies. Fair enough. That is the institutional corruption, but that's not illegal. That's kind of the whole point of institutionalizing that corruption, right? And because he took the money because he was a Biden. And they wanted to have, the Ukrainians wanted to have a little bit more access to Joe. And so I don't know how effective that was, but nothing criminal there, right? The problem is the minefield that you stepped on was a minefield that you laid yourself by believing and espousing these insane conspiracy theories about, for one, CrowdStrike, some secret server being in Ukraine, and of course that's the source of the collusion and the trying to undermine U.S. elections. It's not actually Russia. That whole conspiracy theory, right? And that Joe Biden got rid of a prosecutor in order to protect his son because his son was under investigation. That's not true either, right? The investigation of Burisma wrapped up years before Biden joined the board. Is it improper? Of course. And he shouldn't have been on the board in the first place. But unfortunately, nothing criminal about that. So, look, that's the thing. No, what Giuliani wanted to do is he wanted to help Donald Trump win re-election. Why? Because that's good for him, good for you, right? And he did so by trying to create this conspiracy theory to basically discredit Joe Biden, which Joe Biden is doing a great enough job of making himself look crappy and unelectable to begin with. I mean, come on, you give the guy 10 minutes to be able to just talk about something, and he'll fashion himself a rope to which he will then hang himself on. And but of course, the media, of course, will say, "Oh, is this a gaffe?" Well, how many gaffes is this guy going to do? Really? Before you stop letting him talk. Not as bad as Donald Trump, though. Donald Trump's the master at hanging himself on his own petard. But that's, you know. But we know that already. All right. So now, like I said, no basis in reality, conspiracy theories, right? And so now, here's the thing Donald Trump and Giuliani, since they've worked so closely together and probably worked together on this, I would say with Donald Trump ordering Giuliani to go to Ukraine and do all this stuff on his behalf, right? Uh, they're essentially tied at the hip. One of them could easily throw the other one under the bus. Well, I actually don't know who has more to lose. Donald Trump losing the presidency or the possibility of Giuliani, being a foreign agent, not actually, disclosing that he's a foreign agent. That's something that Manafort went to prison for, or any possible number of crimes that Giuliani could go to prison for. So I don't know. Maybe Giuliani has more to lose, which would make sense, because here you have Giuliani essentially saying, and look at the subtext, if you do me dirty, well, then I'm going to take you down. I can and will destroy you. I have insurance. I'll be fine. You won't be. Again, that's only if you look at the subtext, right? And look, if that's true, well, then whatever it is, it would have to be pretty bad to ensure that Donald Trump would never turn on him, which for me makes it even more, the possibility of it happening makes it even more tantalizing. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a patreon.com/TYTNation set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.